Hi, everybody. Welcome again to Wingman Wisdom. I am the RV Wingman, and today I'm going to read an email, and you're getting ready to meet a friend of mine, one of the RV dealers I trust. But before I get to that little interview, Pete has sent me an email, and this kind of ties into how I pick the people that I work with. It says, "Hi, Wingman. I enjoy your show. We are getting ready to buy our first RV. For the record, I'm a retired beat cop of 29 years, so I've seen my share of crooks and liars. Do you have a list of questions you ask a dealer you're interviewing to see if they are someone you trust? If you'll give me the questions, I think I can get the answers. Thanks, Wingman." Pete from St. Joe, Missouri. Seen his share of crooks and liars as a cop, a beat cop for 29 years? I imagine. But the short answer to your question, Pete, is I don't. I do certainly have some things that I go through to find out if a dealer is trustworthy and might pass the muster. You know, I've got dozens and dozens of Facebook groups about camping and RVing. I'll make posts in those groups and ask, has anybody had any experience with XYZ RV? Love to hear your comments. Love to hear what you feel about these people. I go to the reviews. I've gotten pretty good, at least I think I've gotten pretty good at determining what robots are and people that are employees going on, "Oh, great service, 5-star. And so, but I look at more than that. I go by some of the things that you can't measure. You can't look at on the internet. You can only get them over time. I walk in the dealership. What does it feel like? Seriously. Does it feel like, hey, somebody's pressuring you right there? If I can get you in an RV, you're ready to pull the trigger today? I say if that happens, don't buy from them. Even if I don't think that would ever happen with one of the RV dealers I work with. But if it does, run away. The people I work with want to take time. They do want to make a relationship with you. So I go by gut. Going back to what Pete said, he was a beat cop. I look at it more as I'm a detective like Columbo. You remember TV show Columbo? I look at those things that you can't necessarily see. You can't actually measure, but you can sure feel them. Does the dealer listen to you? Do they treat their employees well? Have the employees been there a long time? I look at all different things and then I say, you know what? This feels pretty good to me. Or it gives me, my antenna goes up with one area or so. And then I back off a little bit. It's a combination of things you can measure and you can look at, yes, on a list. That's the easy stuff. The other stuff takes time. All that said, that's a wind up to the person you're getting ready to meet. I've taken the time to get to know this guy. He's an RV dealer I trust. I think you can trust him too, but I'm not trying to sell him. I'm really not. I'm trying to encourage you to think with your gut. Use your brain, but also use your gut. As this gentleman and I visit, you tell me, is this the kind of person that you would like to do business with or not? So you've been in the business for a long, long time, Brad. I know you have. And give me your 60-second elevator pitch, if you will. What Berryland is all about and how you guys differentiate yourself from other dealers, or at least you try to.
Well, I started at Berryland in 1999, so it's been almost 25 years now that I've been in Berryland. And we're one of the last remaining privately held RV companies out there. I'll say last remaining, but I mean the days of when we started, there was a whole lot more mom and pop stores than they were big conglomerates and big RV chains and whatnot. So we do pride ourselves on that. We employ a lot of folks here in Ponchatoula, and most of our employees have been there 10, 15 years like me. And we take a lot of pride in that it's a good place to work, a good place to do business with. And we've got a good relationship with some of the manufacturers that we do business with also. And that's something that we take a lot of pride in, is who we do business with and how we treat them. We all got to stay in business. We all got to do well in order to make it. So,
yeah, if you go on the internet, it doesn't take long to find people that are so negative. And they're so, there's no deals out there. All the dealers are crooks. And of course, you and I work together, and I try to tell people they're not all crooks. In fact, a lot of them, like you said, you've been in business for 20 plus years with Berryland. And what is your approach to business? Because I know you got a tremendous referral business. What's you guys' approach?
Well, it's not rocket science. We're not building rockets, spaceships, or anything like that. We're selling RVs. I mean, we want to make a fair deal. We need to make a little profit on it. We want to show you. We want to teach you about what you buy. We want you to have a good experience when you go and take it out camping and you're spending time with your family. So that's important to us. So, in today's busy world, we almost have to struggle to slow customers down and say, hey, look, you're not buying a stick of gum or a carton of milk here. You're buying a machine that you need to learn how to operate, learn how to use. So that's important to us. We want our customers, anybody who sells anything, you want to sell somebody something with value. You want them to enjoy it. You want them to have fun. We sell fun. We forget about that sometimes.
But you know what? You said that sometimes you have to slow the customers down. I know that's true. We're all in such a rush. Well, we'll figure out later. Oh, they will, and they won't be happy.
Yes.
Don't you agree? It's better to invest a little bit more time in the beginning?
I often tell customers, look, you're my check. The PDI tech at Berryland who does the PDI on your unit is going to show you how to use it. He's going to be the same guy to do the walkthrough. I want to know that he's doing a good job. Make him turn it on. Make him show you, as with anything, our technicians get busy. We have to slow them down and say, guys, you're not getting paid by we'll pay you if it takes 2 hours to do a good walkthrough. We'll pay you 2 hours to do a good walkthrough. We want a good walkthrough. It's so much easier to answer that question while the unit's there, while the customer's there, let him learn how to use it. If we got a problem, which hey, we sell wobbly boxes that go 70, 80 miles an hour down a road. You're going to find a problem with it. We want to fix it while it's there, show you how to use it, and let you understand what you're getting from us. So, and that's important. We don't do that in the RV industry as much as we should.
Well, I think that's one thing that the small privately, y'all aren't small. You got 40 acres of RVs out there. You got another location too. But the smaller privately owned companies are still providing that service. And that's why I stand behind you guys. What about deals? Are you seeing any deals for the consumer? Now we're in late spring, the cusp of early summer. What kind of deals are out there?
I've been in there, like I said, 20 years I've been at Berryland, and I often tell customers I buy 1,000 campers a year, and have for the last 20 years. So the last 3 or 4 have been very interesting. It's been something that I haven't dealt with, but I think it's finally getting it's definitely more consumer friendly right now as far as the buys that a customer can come on a lot and make. We went through a time where we couldn't get RVs. Now there's plenty of them on the market. I think the manufacturers have slowed down some. So, as when we were a frenzy ramping up, you heard all the stories, they throwing them together, and there was some truth to it. But I think we finally got to a point where the key players have grabbed their employees, the good employees, and they've hung on to them, and they want to build the right stuff so that the warranty dollars, don't get out of hand. So it's probably not a bad time to buy. I think, any 22 on the ground right now is going to be heavily discounted.
And that is because of why?
Because there's plenty of inventory out there. It's supply and demand, basic economics. I'm not a Harvard grad business student, but at one time we had more customers than units, and now we have more units than customers. So it makes it a good time to buy. Tell you another thing, the used stuff. If you bought an RV in 17, 18, 19, you pay considerably less than what you paid in 21, 22. The prices did go up. We did inflation. It's no secret with inflation. But you can probably do pretty good on that used unit and make a real good deal on a 22 unit too. So as far as trading in a unit right now, the used, there's not enough used inventory to go around. So if you're trading in, now's a great time to trade in.
What about these 2022s, and we hear them called COVID campers? Are they all junk? Some of them, I got to say, some of them are junk, but what do you do? Are they all bad, or do you make sure they're good? What when they come into Berryland, what condition are you seeing, and what condition are they in when you guys, head them out on the interstate?
We saw some of that, and I think it wasn't so much thrown together. It was the parts availability. These manufacturers had to change parts. In other words, I'm buying this gadget to go over here 1,000 times, and now all of a sudden that gadget ain't there. So we're going to have to go back and find another gadget to make it fit. So there was definitely some of that during COVID. The past year, I think a lot of that's taken care of itself. We do a good PDI inspection. We're going to go through everything, but hey, we discount some units too. I mean, we had one the other day that a chair was stolen out to put for another customer, and it's got one chair. And they said, well, how bad do you want a chair? How bad do you want to make a deal on the unit? It doesn't matter to us one way or the other. But as far as condition wise, as far as it operating, we're going to slow down. We're going to make sure that the appliances work, and we're going to ask you to let us show you that the appliances work before you leave. Slide outs going in and out, air conditions working, plumbing. We're going to put water in it. We're going to check the brakes and go through it. So, everything that's there needs to work. And that's something that that's very important to us at Berryland.
I have emphasized for many years if you're buying a new RV, don't take possession of it until everything works to your satisfaction, until you feel comfortable with it.
Yes, I can't stress that enough. And, just because the unit's new too, I mean, some of these units have been sitting on dealers' lots for a year and a half. We all bought stuff, and maybe one didn't have the right color, a chair missing, like I said earlier, and it got moved to the side, and we bought another one up and sold it. So, know what you're buying when you buy it from a dealer. I mean, we're going to make a better deal on something that maybe has been sitting around there for a little while. And if we've had to repair it, we want to let you know. I mean, we're not trying to hide anything. Louisiana, we just had a big rainstorm come through. I mean, rain is what we fight in the South.
Yeah.
I mean, from southern Florida to eastern Texas, we get a lot of rain, and campers can leak. I mean, when they do, we don't burn them. We don't crush them. I mean, somebody's going to buy it. If you're buying from a reputable dealer who's going to show you, hey, maybe this camper had a problem, maybe had this, we fixed it, but we're willing to discount it. The manufacturers maybe kicked in a little money, and you can make a good buy. I mean, like I said, there's no place where we just throw the ones that nobody wants off to the side. Somebody's going to, wind up buying it, and sometimes you can make a real good deal.
So what does your gut tell you so far, just listening to this guy for a few minutes? First impressions are really important, but they can also be a scam. You know that. Over time, you will learn what somebody is really like. They can be real nice, but eventually they turn into, who they are. Let me tell you something. Every time I have spoken with Brad, every time I have been to Berryland Campers, every time I've talked with any of his people, it's always the same. They're laid back. They're cool. They do what they say they're going to do. And they give me that confirmation, that feeling that, you know what? I like these people. I can send my viewers, my subscribers to these people and feel good about it. Going back to what, Pete was asking, the beat cop that sent me the email. Pete, I suggest that when you go to buy an RV, you don't just look at the RV, but you interview the dealership. And I don't mean go through, a bunch of questions, check that one, that one. Just visit with them. Find out what they like. Are they RVers? How long have their people worked there? Look around the office. They got pictures of things. What are they into? Find out if you have any kind of a connection. Because believe it or not, if you have a problem with your RV, and you very well could, you may not, but if you have a problem, don't you want to have some kind of a connection with somebody like Brad at Berryland that you go, now that's a damn good guy. I got an issue, I pick up the phone and I can get a hold of him and he will walk me through the problem, or he'll find somebody that can help me get through the problem. So let me know, how important to you is the gut? The vibe that you get from somebody that you're going to spend a lot of money with. Drop a comment below. Now, if you click on the word more in the description of this video, you'll be able to click over and join, look at Berryland Campers. So there's a link in the description below. You can also go to rvdealersitrust.com, where you can find the map to many, many great RV dealers, including Berryland, and I hope that you will. So I'm going to continue my conversation with Brad Poche of Berryland Campers tomorrow. I do hope you will join me. If you would, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and maybe share it with other people who are looking for an RV dealer they can trust. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman. Be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home.